Let's see. Does it say it's live? I think
Yes, it
it's
does. We are live.
cool. Hmm.
So what's going on, Nathan?
Let's see. Hard to say. Oh, actually, I could say something that behind me is steampunk spaceship. I don't know. It looks like nothing, but just the top part is supposed to be a spaceship. A
Oh, that's
steampunk
cool.
thing, and then it's supposed to have trains running all around inside. Like as you can see right there, that little thing right there. That's a train. It's a kind of cool.
Nice. Yeah,
Thanks.
I've been following it. That's pretty neat, dude.
Thanks.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's see here. I'm gonna pull. Okay,
Oh, it says one person's watching.
that would probably be me.
Uh, I thought it flashed it with other people, but we'll see.
Yeah, I did that so that way, like I said, I could pull the chat.
Speaking of
I
which, we
won't.
do have somebody in the. Sorry.
Yeah. So, S&C Railway Lines looks like they're in the chat.
Nice for you to
So I see
join.
somebody.
Ah, hmm. I see you got a bowling alley on your layout.
Yes, you like that?
Yeah. I actually not far from me, kind of where the I don't know if you heard of Sparky's YouTube meet and greet with the steam engine
Mm-hmm.
that was like close to me.
Strasbourg.
Actually not Strasbourg, a different one. Reading Northern.
Okay.
There's a bowling alley kind of close to there, where it's called Myersville. Where the thing you go up and down. I think it's a Gandhi dancer.
Nice. Okay.
Where it normally
One of
stays.
the hand crank
Yeah,
cars.
the hand crank ones. Yeah, that's where the steam engine
Yeah.
sits normally when it's not in use.
So so with me being in Arkansas, the Arkansas Railway Museum actually has one, and I've got to play on it.
Ah, nice. Yeah, that was the first time I
And
did it ever on Myersville. Like that normally doesn't happen. Like no events like that, unless it's
yeah.
a buzz train ride.
So the funny thing is to like really get going speed, you need two people to be cranking, but there's only one foot pedal for the brake.
Ah,
And if
oh
you're
yeah.
the one that's going to be the brake man, you definitely got to let the other person know that they're not braking. So me and my brother, we played on it when we
Your
took
brother.
the kids and we were showing the kids. And I kid you not, he braked on it and didn't tell me that he was fixing to brake.
Sounds like it
And
must have been a whole jolt.
no, it lifted me up off the car as I was holding on it because
Oh
I was
wow.
ready to pump and I couldn't pump, so I pumped myself up. So,
Ah. Let's
but
see.
man,
We
they're
got
fun. They're a lot of fun to play with.
not, oh yeah, I do agree. Looks like we got Lee says hi, listening and working on the new project for the layout.
Oh, hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah.
So
Bro, we got 5 people in the live stream.
nice. So the bowling alley, that was actually a new kit that Walters released last year,
Oh,
and
nice.
and when I saw it, I used to be a league bowler years ago, and I'm thinking about maybe getting back into it. Miss Freak, I think we're possibly going to wait till the fall when the new leagues start over because they start in the fall, kind of like school season,
Hmm.
and
Oh,
possibly
like summer and
do
stuff like
like a
that.
mixed league or something. And I had a lot of fun when I used to do it. When I was about your age, Nathan. And
24.
yeah, well, I mean, I was like 22, 23 when I did
Close
it. When I
enough.
took it real serious.
Oh,
So,
gotcha.
literally, I was like your age. And
Nice.
I started when I was 19. And now Ray, I don't know if you know Ray Bobel, but he bowls league.
I didn't know that part, but he does sound familiar. I don't remember if I saw stuff or not. There's so many channels, it's hard to tell
So
like who's who sometimes. No offense.
yeah, Ray is he is the founding father of Sidetrack Sunday.
Oh, ah,
Yeah, his channel is Bowville and Newtown.
hmm.
Um, let's see here.
Oh, his YouTube channel's on there.
It's that one right there. That's Ray's.
Oh, the BNN.
Yeah, the BNN.
Cool.
So
Cool.
yeah, he bowls league. He's a league president for his bowling league, and me and him just kind of joked about it because I used to bowl league, and I told him that if I ever get to meet up with him, we got to find a bowling alley.
He lives
So-
close in Arkansas.
No, Ray's up there in Maryland. He is close to you.
Oh yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Wow.
Yeah, him and Anthony, Georgia Sunbelt, and Joe Rader, they're all neighbors, kind of. They all live in that Baltimore area. Yeah.
Yeah.
The closest YouTuber to me would be, I don't know if you follow him, but it's Manshed Railroad.
Hard to say if I know him, but
Yeah, Manshed.
to him because I used to randomly subscribe people just to support.
Right. Man, it's so hard to follow everybody these days because there's
It
so
is.
many channels, and
Yeah.
now that
I think when I was a little kid, it was so hard to find channels because it keeps growing and growing.
yeah,
With 1,000
model
subscribers.
railroading is not dying. It is not dying.
Yeah, I think it's a rumor.
Yeah. I think it's a rumor by the old hats that the ones that have pushed a lot of people out in the past, but
Yeah.
now with the new generation, you know, your age, and I would even say my age too, we're coming in a full force, and that old guard, you know, they're aging out. I hate to say, but
Oh yeah.
no, it's growing. It is definitely growing.
That reminds me of something on in England that I was watching on YouTube. That let's see. I guess I could send you the video. I don't want to get copyright strikes if I sent a video.
Yeah.
But maybe. I forget his name. The guy who lives in Australia. Anthony. Yeah, Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah, he was showing me trains from Bosnia. They're German
Oh,
trains.
wow. Okay, I've got one German train. This one,
because he wants to visit there someday, and they still run them to this day. The point why I'm saying this is because he was showing a video from someone's YouTube channel. He got a copyright strike, so we had to take down the live stream video.
so
But I was,
this, I don't know if you've ever heard of these.
That's like I thought it was a more of American modified or something.
So it is a German locomotive that has been semi-Americanified. It's called a Cross Maffei.
I think that's how the Siemens are too.
Yeah, Siemens are German too. Only two railroads ever had these: Rio Grande and Southern Pacific.
Like in entities or just one of a kind.
No, they were. I guess they were the pilot railroads, and it was a flop.
Wait. Why would that be a flop? Because it looks weird or something to other people?
No, so you know most locomotives are diesel electric.
Oh,
well, these were diesel hydraulic, so they worked differently, and the maintenance and whatnot was just too expensive. The parts, I mean, they had to come from Germany. So when you know Southern Pacific and Rio Grande kind of pilot tested them and used them, and saw that the maintenance cost just was not worth it, the other railroads never jumped on board.
Does that mean they test them out to see if they will be benefiting, or just not for the no opportunity there? If that makes sense.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like, you know, you've got EMD, Electromotive Division. You know, they'll test their own locomotives out, and GE will do the same thing too. But you know, these worked great in Germany. They just didn't work great in the States. So, hey, Sparky, good day to you too. But
this is in Minersville, well, close to the bowling alley. But I think you would recognize not just the people but the place, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, it looks like Is that Bernard from Mini
Yep.
Prince in the picture as well?
Sparky and me.
I see Sparky.
Oh,
Oh, and your phone went dark.
yeah. Mine's from
Uh,
2019. My phone.
okay, so that was pre-pandemic. Is that when y'all went to Steamtown?
Oh, that's not Steamtown. That was in 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know that. Well, first time Sparky did the YouTube meet and greet, and then the second time, that was my first time going on that YouTube meet and greet in Steamtown. It's like probably
Okay,
2 hours away from me. I only been there twice. Last time I was
gotcha.
there was at the event. It like
Right.
the first time was middle school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I saw where you have been on YouTube for 10 years.
Well, it's gonna be 10 years on March 5.
What? That's awesome.
That's in 15.
Well, I'll tell you this, March 7th will be my 5-year anniversary on YouTube.
Nice.
So how about that?
Nice.
So 2 days apart.
Oh yeah, and then March 8th will be my birthday.
Oh, well, if I don't remember, happy early birthday. But
Thanks.
I've got a month to get it right, or just about a little less than a month.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, I know some most people like Jerry would say like Boxcar Jerry would say like it's just I think it's a preference, like saying like I'd rather a celebrate or just an average day. But I think it's special because of in my opinion, I feel like normal people would just quit. Not gonna say about the details, but I'd rather keep going because like all the friends I could make, like what's the point of not stopping?
yeah. So Sparky wants to know: are you going to go see DJ for your birthday?
Uh, uh, Sparky, if you don't mind me asking, were we planning something? Because I let DJ know about.
I'm so glad to see DJ is making videos again.
Yeah.
You know, when he said he was quitting and he sold a lot of stuff off, I was like, that's a sad day for model railroading.
Oh,
But
well,
then
I did.
I saw where he came back, and so. But yeah, I've gotten a lot of useful information from DJ.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. I see him since I was like 10 years old.
Oh wow!
Well, think of it this way. I was born 2000, and so the year that we're in, it will usually be the age I am.
Right. So you'll be 25 this year.
Uh, yeah, eventually, yep.
So that's pretty cool. You're a millennial, baby.
Yep. What also feels weird is a lot of people say I don't count as, how do I say this in a nice way, that 9/11 happened, but I was around when it happened, but that's about it.
Yeah. Well, let's see, I'm 14 years older than you. So I think
Wow.
we're still in the same generation. I'm at the very beginning of it and you're towards the end of it.
Like,
So
how do I say it nice way? 90s?
86.
86.
1986.
Nice.
And millennials, I want to say that generation started, I want to say 83, 84. So I'm an older millennial. And then I know the next generation started like 2003, 2004, somewhere in that area. Turn your mic down or move it a bit further away. Okay, let me see if I can do that.
Sparky, yes, Sparky, my dad was trying to contact you by saying like March to come, but like just to like work out the details, cause what I do know is I let DJ know that I might have a change of plans to have with come with you if that makes sense. I don't know how much I would say. Uh,
Oh, that's awesome. Sparky, does this sound better?
Oh,
I turned it down from 200 to 150. So
mm.
hopefully that sounds a little better. I know it's going to take a few seconds for him to respond.
Oh,
So
Sparky.
what do you have planned for your birthday, Nathan?
Let's. How do I say this? Originally it was supposed.
Nathan is low and you are loud. I'm a loud person.
I don't know how low I am. I just have my microphone connected to my computer. There's nothing like other access.
Yeah.
Uh, I was gonna say I was originally planning to be with DJ and Wilmer, but let's see, how do I say this? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. Oh yeah, I was trying to like get close to my birthday, but then when I told DJ about it, he said, "Oh, cool, my birthday happens to be on March 31st."
Oh, cool.
So then, I was hoping to plan with Sparky somewhere around 3 months from March, but then originally, but then how do I say this? So I had a few change of plans. And then my dad said it's either be in Pittsburgh or be in Canada, so I chose Canada.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
I've never been to Canada, but luckily I do have a passport. I can go on Amtrak through the border for the right reasons.
So I can go. I still have my passport card, which means I can either drive or ride the train into Canada. I just can't fly into Canada. Um, but I didn't get the full passport book. So I have a little, it's like a driver's license, but it's a US passport card. So
Are
it's good
you?
for Canada, Mexico, and when I got it, I went to the Bahamas.
Ah,
And that was mid like 2014, 2015. So I don't know,
oh
that card
wow.
might not be good anymore because I think it's only good for 10 years.
Like I said, that
So
must have been when I started my YouTube channel.
yeah, that's
So
so I was doing model railroading back then, but I was not doing it to the caliber that I'm doing it now.
you must have got back into it, or how to say a nice way, fall in love again with it.
Well, so I got back in. So I did model trains more as a on the carpet when I was like a kid, and like 6, 7, 8 years old. I had my first train set was a Bachmann Santa Fe Chief set, right? And as I got a little older, kind of got out of the toy trains, and I guess it's more or less because I spent more time actually at the railroad yard, so I wasn't really playing with the trains. And then, of course, girls. So I wish I still had my first train set. I don't know where it's at.
Mm.
My parents can't even find it, so there's no clue. But I got back in the hobby about 2007, 2008.
Oh, like when I was 7 years old.
And just started tinkering, and I was learning DCC, and I think another part of it is the hobby shop in the town that I grew up in left Pine Bluff. So I grew up in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and that's where the Arkansas Railroad Museum's located. And the hobby shop that was there, which was Arkansas Traveler Hobbies, left. And once I found out where they moved to, which is where they're currently at in Bald Knob, Arkansas, that's when I started getting involved in the hobby again. Picked up a 4x8 sheet of plywood, built an oval, and then I was like, I want something bigger. So then I got another 4x8 sheet of plywood and did a 4x16, and then I'm like, I want something bigger, and kept going and kept going and kept going. And then in 2012, we moved here into this house, and I built a layout, and I think it was like 18 feet by 14 feet. And then it was just ovals. You know, that's all I did was ovals, and I started getting a little bored with it, and then that's when I started finding there was model trains on YouTube. And so this was about 2018, 2019. I started seeing that there's, you know, actual YouTube channels with model trains. And that's how I found channels like Tom's Trains and Things, you know, Ron's Trains and Things, Eric
Oh
over at
yeah,
IMR.com
and DJ at the time and
and
Sparky.
DJ. And then, of course, you know, getting on those channels, and I find out there's, hey, even more channels. And that's like when I got on Tom's Trains and Things for the first time, that's how I met Sparky. And then that's how I
That's
met Vinny. And
oh
I want to
nice.
say that's how I met you and Wilmer and practically the whole community. And I was like, all right, this is what's up.
Is it
So then
because
I
of
started my
watching
channel.
Trains and Things?
Yeah, Tom's Trains and Things. It was the first live stream I've ever popped on.
Ah, nice. I think Sparky was my first. Well, I didn't know what a live stream was at the time. It was kind of like experimentation. What I
Yeah,
do remember was going on a live stream. I think it was a normal video. Then when I commented something, then Sparky responded, and then I'm thinking, wow, this is interesting. Then that's when I realized what a live stream was. I was like a teenager at the time. Like I think I found Sparky randomly. I don't remember how, but then I started liking it more and more, and don't want to stop.
yeah. And I pushed really, really hard to build my channel up. I think I hit 1,000 subscribers on year almost before I hit year 2. And you know, I had the hours way before I had the subs. I had the 4,000 hours back when I only had like 600 subs. And so once I hit that 1,000, then I started kind of slowing down and whatnot. And this past year, 2024, was like a brutal year for the freak household per se. But I'm hoping 25 is going to be a better year. So we'll see. I'm actually
Definitely.
working on the layout again. I've got a video coming out Sunday.
Ah,
So
nice.
so I'm looking forward to that. And the other thing is I currently have a contest going on, and today is the last day to sign up for it.
Ah,
So
nice.
so if you haven't, this would be for you, Nathan, if you're the big winner. It's a
Uh,
switcher.
oh, sweet. Uh,
And
you know,
it's got Tsunami
interesting.
too.
Nice. Uh,
That's
I'm not.
the N-Scale. That's the N-Scale prize there.
Uh, the trains I have made for people. Mark one time from Eminem Rails. Uh, well, here's the crazy part. Oh yeah, yeah. I like it that you have it there. It's really cool.
And I don't know if you can see the locomotive.
Oh wait, what was that?
I said, I don't know if you can see the locomotive on the front of it, but
Oh yeah, I could vaguely see if it was blue. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Sometimes
yeah,
I
blue,
remember.
it kind of hides.
Well, sometimes I remember some scratch, but it's not all because there's so many. I guess to get to Sparky's question. Yeah. 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 Actually, Sparky, I didn't say anything in detail if it was for certain because I wanted to make sure it was for. How do I say this? Oh yeah, that's really cool. I was gonna say that. Let me think. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I want to be for certain that it was gonna happen because my dad was saying like it may not happen, it might not happen. I hope that makes sense. Well, something about me having autism. No, I'm not saying this in a bad way. Something about my dad convincing the bank that saying he's going to Canada to make sure like the bank account doesn't like stop to make sure it doesn't disconnect me or something like to make sure like there's no thief or using my credit card or something.
Yeah, no fraudulent activity
Yeah,
or.
yeah.
Well, that's awesome that you're going to get to go to Canada. That is one
Thanks.
country that I would like to visit. It's just not very close to me. So
No, I see. What about Mexico? I was
I
curious.
don't know if I want to go to Mexico.
Yeah, I see your point. Yeah, I'm not that
So,
interested in Mexico either, just very vaguely. Only for one reason. I was told that there's British trains that are called Interstate 125. That's just a speed name that they had when they went that fast. But
yeah.
they got so old from the 80s that they eventually replaced them and sold them off to other countries, including Mexico, and to them they're brand new trains, but they're repainted with a whole totally different paint scheme.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's all on YouTube, but they run the same way. The only difference they have changed was put American couplers in front of them because the British couplers are much different. Like bumpers
Yeah.
are not chain.
Yeah,
How they put into
The
this.
Brits use pin and what is it, pin and chain or pin and hook or something like that.
I was told. Well, I also like seeing even Thomas Tank, you can learn how couplers work and they do it for real. It's more like a chain with a hook,
Okay.
but I know you have to like take the hook. Well, let's just say this is oops that this is the that this is a chain right here. It's more like you have to connect it like that, and you have to tighten it,
Oh, okay.
and then once you tighten it, it should not uncouple. The bumpers
Interesting.
are not just like they bump. They have like they're spring loaded, so they can you press gently and they just nudge real nicely. If that makes sense.
Okay. And I knew the bumpers was more for shunting or like pushing.
Oh yeah, well these bumpers are much different. I guess I could show you what I mean by bumpers. Or actually,
Yeah.
I do have some British traits. I could. Oh, here's one. What I mean by bumpers, I mean these. These are like spring loaded. Well, these are not the model itself, but
Yeah.
just the circles.
Gotcha. Hey, Randall Ellison.
Ah, let's see. I was just let's see. Harrison just sent me a text. He says he's good with dates and me and you. Oh, not Sparky. That's really nice.
Hey,
I was
that's
hoping to meet
awesome.
Harrison someday, and that's a dream come true. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to meet Harrison ever since 2018 because that's when he started his. Well, that's how started to know him or his YouTube channel or anything like that. What I didn't know, which surprised me in a good way, was something about getting back into hobby, which I think, wow, that's really interesting. I think he said he wanted to get back into it like for nostalgia or something, then start getting back into it. I could see that happening in a good way.
Yeah. So I was actually in some of Randall's stomping grounds last Friday.
Hmm.
So Randall, he works on the BNSF Thayer subdivision, which runs from Memphis, Tennessee, and I think it ends. Randall, correct me if I'm wrong, but it ends in Springfield, Missouri, if I'm not mistaken. But it runs right beside a hobby shop known as Iron Planet Hobbies, and that's Heath from Humanity Junction's sponsor. And so I actually went to Iron Planet Hobbies last Friday. I was up in the area. I don't know if
Cool.
Randall was in that area working or not, but
Yeah, there's some old videos where there's like a hobby shop that I go to. That's the only hobby shop around. It's I have to take the bus that it literally costs $1.50, or I can do it for free since like Disability Act or something where I just had to call my caseworker. Well, no, text my caseworker and say I'm going on the bus tomorrow or something like that. I can't just say I'm doing it right now, and then
yeah,
I can renew renew it the car for 2 months and have to do it all over again. It's a pain, but it works. Well, just the card part, but the bus money costs like $1.50 every time, or I can
yeah.
get a transfer right after get on. I don't know how it works in where you live, but yeah.
See, I don't know. See, I know Amtrak comes through here,
Oh,
but
cool.
it comes through during the middle of the night. So the only
Really?
time I ever get to catch it in the daytime means that they are several hours late, like several.
Oh, when I was on
Uh,
Amtrak, they would always announce that the freight service is slowing us down and stuff like that, or maintenance. It was,
Normally, it's on time here. Union. So typically,
yeah.
Union Pacific is really good
Oh, hi, Randall.
about getting Amtrak on the Texas Eagle, like out of the way.
Mm.
Um, but So the northbound train comes through my community at 12:15 in the morning. So sometimes I can catch the northbound if I'm staying up late. But
Mm.
it's so dark, it's so hard to film, and it's typically one locomotive and four coaches.
I
So
see. I
it's
know what you
real
mean.
short.
Horseshoe curve is literally the same thing when you ride the train. Like
Yeah.
during the winter, like roughly here or like like December, you once you go through like where I live is like 2 hours away from what's called Harrisburg, and that's like in the middle or well, kind of on the other side of Pennsylvania, and it takes half of the day at the afternoon to well right during the season when it's like colder it when you want to work horseshoe curve it's going to be impossible because it's already dark outside. But if you
Yeah.
record in the
So
summertime,
Does Amtrak go through Horseshoe Curve?
it doesn't stop. But yeah,
Okay.
well,
So the southbound train, so the
you
northbound
say
comes a little after midnight. The southbound comes about 3:45 in the morning.
ah
So
yeah.
yeah, if I see Amtrak during the day, that means it's way behind schedule.
Are you saying it also depends on the season?
Nope, it's the same all year round.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was gonna say that yeah, yeah, there's no other way around horseshoe curve. That's why they still use horseshoe curve. I was told by DJ on his videos. I
Hmm.
was told, I think there was only one train accident that happened, and he demonstrated with the model because he said like the lighter the cars, there's more of a chance to tip over because of like not hold right or something.
Yeah, I think they have to run it on the far outside track where the radius is not as tight.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of something. You know that steam engine. I don't know if you heard of a Reading T1.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I heard is that the one they're trying to restore, right?
Oh, it's already been restored since 2022. It's the
Okay.
same idea that run on the Iron Horse Ramble during Horseshoe Curve, the exact one. In fact, it's the only
Oh,
one
nice.
that runs. It's I know it must be crazy. The owner named Andy Moore, he bought it, but he drives trains as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, here's the interesting part. When Ready Northern was invented, he was a laughing stock. Literally, like somebody told me that he said like, "Oh, you're gonna fail. This is not gonna be possible." Blah blah blah. Well, he proved them all wrong.
It's still
It's still in
around.
business. What?
I said it's still around.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, he bought the rail first, then the bought the engine.
So the Reading and Northern, is it still a private owned
It is.
railroad, or is it
It is.
owned by like another company?
It's a family-owned business.
Okay.
He owns like a Reading airport. He owns more than just a railroad. Oh, hi Harrison.
Hey, Harrison.
You're just telling me the wonderful things that's gonna happen with Canada. Nice. So good to see
Yep.
you. Huh. How's it been, Harrison? Anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, same thing with the what we call it Project 113. It's the same steam engine that me and Sparky saw. Well, I've seen it since I was like very young, like a little kid. It was literally in pieces. There's almost nothing left. The cab was off. Well, it is original, but they're restoring it. And one time my dad was asking, "Are they gonna fix it or make it run?" I said, "Oh yeah, we're planning on it." Then long story short, like when I was like in middle school, they started to make it run again for the first time. It was a really big deal because they weren't sure it was going to work at all, but they had a diesel on just in case. And when it ran for the first time and since the end of Steam. This was
Nice.
during the early 2000s, so it's been running ever since, every now and then, but not as often as the other trains. But yeah, that reminds me of something else. When I was on last time I was on an Iron Horse Ramble. Well, we call that when there's like a special event with 2102, that big steam engine. They have to put the tanker car in any building that's warm because if it leave it outside, the water just gonna freeze and there's no point of refilling the engine.
Right.
So they had to like literally just I don't know how they did with the tender, but I heard they steamed it or something. It's
Yeah.
literally
Hey,
like
Kyle.
what? Oh, sorry.
Kyle Stevens popped in.
Ah, nice. Uh, anyway,
So, did you hear that when they brought the big boy back, the 4014, the first trip that it ran a few years ago, the big boy, it's got 2 extra auxiliary water tenders behind it, right?
Oh yeah, the big boy. Yeah.
Yeah, it ran out of water between New Orleans and Dallas, Texas.
And yeah, it's still
And
around.
well, this was years ago. I mean, they still run it. Yeah, they still run it today.
Oh
Ed Dickens, that's his baby. But yeah, it ran out of water, on the way from New Orleans to Dallas, Texas, and they had to have the 4015, which is the diesel locomotive behind it, push it, for a good distance until they got to their water refill spot.
yeah.
So I thought that was pretty interesting that the big boy ran out of water.
Gotcha. I have to say something to Harrison because Sparky saw me in a good way.
All right.
Harrison, I don't know if Sparky told you, but he told me that I'm gonna see you in Canada. I'm happy to see you. I really am. I've been ask what. Oh right. Uh, wait. Which city? Sparky. Sparky was texting me saying, "What's there to do in the city?" I don't know what he means by city. I think it could mean any city, in my opinion. I don't know too much about Canada. I just know it from people with like my friends here. That's about it. That's how much I know. That's correct. You're both welcome to visit.
Hey, there you go. That'd be cool.
All right. Thank you, Harrison.
You should definitely go live when you go to Harrison's and get Harrison to run his trains.
Oh, I agree. And you know what? It would be more awesome. I'm gonna take one of my scratch builds to see if it could work out.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Didn't you make a working model of the Duchess of Hamilton?
Oh, I did at one point. Yeah. I do have the Blue Comet. I have it right next to me. Actually, it runs, but I had to replace some parts. But it runs. It works.
Hey, that's what you should run. Run the Blue Comet.
Luckily, it's DCC. I try to make my locomotives DCC because I can't stand DC for some reason. That's just my preference, but I just like more comfortable.
DCC is definitely the way to go.
Yeah. One time, I haven't said this in years. I was jealous of one of my friends. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he's an older guy, and he was always inspiring. Well, it was through church, and he said, "Hey, is Nathan into trains?" Yes, and then so I went to his house, and it was like amazing. The footage. I can wait. I'll get to that later. Of what they're saying in the chat, but that was probably the first time he's seen this display. You wouldn't know him, but his name's Joe Hoybeck. I do have videos about him, but last time I saw his display was in 2019.
Okay.
His layout is so detailed that he's kind of similar like how you make your switches, Jason, but more to the extreme. Like every single railroad track, except what used to be the Helix. He doesn't want to do a Helix anymore because that's too much work for him, in his opinion. But all the track is literally just done like the real railroads with every little real spike.
It's all hand laid.
Yeah, and it's the same radius that you have. Yeah.
Wow. I was not going to go that far.
He is a scratch builder. He doesn't make scratch build trains, but building and stuff like that. But he never. I think the only time he had scratch build train was when I ran into, like I said, in 2019 with those trains. That's probably the first time I had to do that. The nice thing he does is he sends me magazines, like every Model Railroad magazine when it comes out, and he's willing to pay for it, and he's been doing that for years, even now.
Nice.
I get them for free in a nice way. I do appreciate it. He doesn't really go on YouTube, but he's a nice guy.
Yeah, now I got a really, really cool magazine holder that I won in a contest from someone in the chat. Because his wife does woodworking. So he knows who he is. But I definitely put like my Micromark and my Walters magazines in that magazine holder. It comes in handy.
Thank you, Harrison.
Okay.
Yeah. I do have the same system that you have, Digitrax. I actually have the same controller as you do. It's actually right over there. I know it's hard
Gotcha.
to see, but yeah.
So Kyle's got a question for me.
Oh, sure.
So, what is the difference between EMD and EMD2 from Soundtracks? I noticed the two different decoders on Trainworld. One minor difference, and that's it. It is a sound selection of prime movers. So, Soundtracks can only put like 8 different prime mover sounds on a decoder. So, and there's more than 8 different EMD prime mover options. Because even though you could have, say, an EMD 567, is it a 12 cylinder, like what would have been in a switcher? Is it a 16 cylinder that would have been like in a, like a GP or some of the smaller SDs? And they even had a 20 cylinder version too. And that was in the SD45 and the SD45T2. So that's the only thing. It's just a sound thing. So if you're doing a sound install for an EMD locomotive, you definitely want to kind of do some research to see like what prime mover is in there. And if you need help with that, I'll be more than glad to help you and tell you which one you need. But that's the only difference. It's just sounds. So.
I guess I have a question for Harrison. Not that it matters, but I know Harrison is like Bachman, so I was just curious the comparison because I do have a new passenger car like this and an old one. Let's see. Have you ever been to Tim's house, Nathan? Wait,
Tim Hortons.
I never been to Canada at all, to be honest. I only got my passport a few months ago last year. I've never been out of the country before. It's going to be the full Canadian experience, Sparky 107, 107. Yeah, I do agree. Yeah. Anyway, what I have noticed just now, it's not just the way it looks on the outside like this, which I can see this one's more shinier than the other. What I have noticed just now is I can see why they're exposed when one isn't. Ooh. If you know what I mean. They're both Bachmans. I think one's from the 80s, this one. What you don't see is I put a weights on these because it was very light. This one has a little more weight to it, which is nice. But the one thing I've noticed, which is very irrelevant to me or minor, I've literally been in the passenger car with this. It's a snack car.
Oh, okay.
What? Sorry.
No, I was saying that's pretty cool.
I was in the real deal with one of these many times. My point is that business class will be here, and coach class I was in was here, but there's one business class, multiple, like the whole train was regular class. When you look inside, it's just regular seats like an ordinary passenger car, but what's not accurate, which is very minor, it has tables in every single window. Like to give you a good example, you know where the lines are in the middle of the window? That's where the tables would normally kind of be, but it's what I have known, like we won't see the snack car where you get snacks is literally where the sign is, where there's no windows.
So it would be like what, vending machines inside the train car?
No, it's more like kind of like, how to say this in a nice way. It's kind of like a bar, but only like for snacks without the bar. Well, they do sell beer, but more like store bought stuff, if that makes sense.
So it's like a convenience store.
Yeah, yeah, actually, like
okay.
they eat hot dogs and stuff like that. Nothing crazy, but it's good enough for me.
Oh, cool.
You can tip the people, but you can use your credit card on the train or like cash. Every time when I go down the Amtrak, they always some of them are always happy to be nice and say, "Oh yeah, fun experience." Like always, I'm a fan of trains and stuff like that. Like on the
Yeah,
train.
I want to do an Amtrak ride, and if I was to go visit my buddy Robert, Flying Crow, I could catch Amtrak and ride down there, and then ride the train back. I don't feel comfortable leaving my vehicle in downtown Little Rock,
Oh,
overnight, because Little Rock it's kind of a sketch area.
so
But
like
I would
right
love
there.
to ride Amtrak, instead of driving to go see my buddy Robert. Um,
Flying Clo, nice.
yeah, because the same Amtrak train goes literally from Little Rock, which is where I'm at, and a few hours later, I could be down in Longview, Texas, where he's at.
Uh,
So
the only time I saw Robert was in Timonium. That's very close to where I live, but it's probably 2 hours away from me.
yeah, I've been to Robert's 2 or 3 times,
His
and
house.
he's been here at my house a couple of times. Like when you
Nice.
got to meet him at Timonium on his
Yeah.
way back home, he actually stayed the night here at my house.
Oh, nice. Oh, you mean like
So,
the plane ride or something?
but Kyle, anytime, bud, if you need help, just trying to figure out, which is the right decoder, I'd be glad to help you out, buddy.
Well, when I met Robert, this thing was almost nothing at the time. What I
Yeah,
mean is, there was no motor. It was just there was just two back wheels. They were replaced anyway, but they work decently. What you'll be surprised about, I bought this for $2 because it was like kind of worthless nothing because there was hardly
right.
anything. But I saw the potential thing. I could make this work. It's one of Harrison's favorite type of engines to fix. But what the difference is, I put two motors in. It was like a complete nightmare, but it does work. But if Harrison wants it, he can have it. But the reason why is because I already have an engine like this. It's just a better runner, if that makes sense. Like it's a Kato with the 50th anniversary because I've seen it myself. The real engine. It's on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That was the only time I saw a Heritage unit from Amtrak. But yeah, that's why I bought them all because it was that big of a deal to me to have one like it. I didn't. Well, I rode on like a regular passenger, but that was about it. Only once.
So Harrison says something. I still wish they had those passenger trains that would bring your car with you for the trip. The only one I know that still does that is Sparky's right. It goes down to Florida. I want to say you load up in Richmond, Virginia, or somewhere around Richmond, and it goes all the way down to Miami. I believe it's Miami. I could be wrong.
I have grandparents that live in Florida. Well, not originally from there, but they lived in Pittsburgh at one point and moved there right before when the Harrison used to have grandparents, and then he said they moved. I don't know if I should say that, but something like that.
I've been to Florida one time.
I've been to Florida twice. That's it.
So that's when we went to the Bahamas, me and my wife, and
nice.
I took her down to Alabama, Foley, Alabama, which is down at the Gulf. So we actually went over the Mobile Bay, and there's a restaurant down there called Lambert's, and there's a couple more in Missouri, but it's a famous restaurant. They throw rolls at you in the restaurant. So
you mean like
it's a lot of fun to go eat there. And then when we went into Florida, we came in at Pensacola on I-10, and I didn't want to take the toll road, so we took I-10 all the way to Jacksonville.
Oh, wow.
And it took 95 all the way down to Miami. That was a long drive.
Well, I don't know if you know about this, but I'm quarter Puerto Rican because, well, my grandpa was let's see what Harry has to say. Thanks for the offer, Nathan. I already have one, so I don't want to take yours anyway from you, but I still appreciate it. Well, that's fine, Harrison. That's totally fine. It's all good. Yeah. I just thought it might be interesting because of its components, but I guess that wouldn't make a difference, but it's all good anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Kyle knows about Lambert's.
What's Lambert's?
It's that restaurant where they throw the rolls at you. So
Oh,
when they bring fresh rolls out, the waiter will go to the corner of the room, which is like on a platform. And if you want to roll, you have to raise your hand, and he just starts throwing them. And so
oh.
you got to catch your roll.
Well, it was nice to talk with you, Harrison. I hope you have an awesome night or day. Hope to see you when it comes in Canada.
Yes, the famous Macho Man would say, "Oh yeah."
Well, um, have you heard of Chili's?
Chili's, yeah, we got Chili's here.
Well, here's something interesting about my Uncle Dan and my Aunt Janet. Not to say the full story, but I can say some of it. You see, my Uncle Dan and my Aunt Janet, when they met, they're worked from Chili's, the
Oh,
restaurant
nice.
itself. Well, here's the interesting part. My Uncle Dan was her boss. But long story short, they're still together, and my cousin Nina was born, and we're still together as a family. If that makes sense.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
Chili's.
yep.
So the closest Chili's to me is about 10, 15 miles away.
Oh,
So
yeah, doesn't sound
I
far.
like Chili's. Their food's good. I like their food.
I never been there. Well, I don't think I didn't have the chance, but yeah.
Yeah, I would always go get the baby back ribs.
Oh,
So
I don't think I don't know anything about Chili's except from my Uncle Dan. That's about it. Yeah. I he I don't know if you know about the arcade stuff like Tron or Terminator, but he owns the real legit stuff.
nice. Yeah, now
He
we've
owns,
got a arcade right outside of North Little Rock,
oh nice.
and these people here they only charge $10 cover charge. They disabled all the coin entries, so you can come in and play. They've got like over 40 pinball machines, over 50 different old school arcade machines. They've even got TVs set up with gaming
Oh,
consoles,
sweet.
like the older ones. And it's a
Well,
$10 cover charge, and you come in and just play.
well,
So,
I'm gonna say some of the details, but my Uncle Dan is willing to get more employees. So I guess if you want to like well join his business, you can like the fixed arcades and stuff like that. But it's in Pittsburgh. But I yeah. Well, let's see. Here's what. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah. Oh, excuse me. I normally don't go to bars unless special occasions or not at all. I don't ever drink. That's just my preference.
nothing
The
wrong
reason
with
why
that.
the reason why I'm bringing that up because I was at a bar that my uncle dad had arcades, and he has an app on his phone that can disconnect the games, but you can still play on them. Like you can just scroll and see which games you want to disconnect, mean pay. Gotta head out. Have a good night. It was nice
All
talking
right,
to you, Frank.
Sparky,
I hope
take
you have
care,
an
bud.
awesome
We will see you next time.
night. So yeah, I'm like he fixes a lot of arcades. He still like I've been to on the road with him on not like a semi truck, but something smaller.
Yeah.
And I was told about the ammo. Chat soon, Nathan, about your trip, but pretty much set up for you on the at this end. Nice, Ricky. I'll get in touch with my dad to see what the details are and see what I can do.
There you go.
It'll be the first time I'm going to the border. Literally.
I'm sure if it was like me going through customs in Miami, it was actually not Miami. It was West Palm Beach, which is just north of Miami.
Ah,
It's easy. It's so
nice.
easy. Just go through and just
Use your common
as
sense.
long as you're not carrying anything you're not supposed to be carrying, you don't have to worry
Uh,
about.
I guess if we don't count this or like the bullet shell train, may have real bullet shells. I made
Yeah,
that in
but see,
2020.
I think that would be fine. I don't think they would fret over that.
You mean they can tell it was bullet shells and call it like that's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an actual live bullet, so
I could say used to, but that's about it.
I don't think it's going to hold any gunpowder.
Oh yeah, I think my good aunt told me the gunpowder would like fade away over the years or something.
Yeah.
No offense,
So,
but
so Randall, I don't know if you saw this, but I know Randall. That's his. That's kind of hard to see, but there you go. BNSF. I don't know if Randall saw that or not.
the guy in the uniform right next to that's my grandma and grandpa during the Vietnam War. They were
Oh,
stationed.
he was a Marine.
Oh yeah, he was. I got to wear that uniform right next to my grandma, if you know what I mean.
Oh, that's cool.
They're like in their 20s when they got married.
Yeah.
Well, they were stationed. The story goes they were stationed in Japan. My grandpa, on my dad's side, was willing to do it anyway. He was trying to get out of the house. Not just about that detail, but then he was gonna go to Vietnam, but then they gave him an opportunity. Like, do you want to be a code breaker? He said, yeah, sure. And then he was stationed in Japan to spy on the Russians, but still to this day he can't tell about all the details he heard about from the Russians.
Yeah.
He got like made a contract with them or something. And
that's cool.
Yeah, so I did wear that uniform, like I said. I do have a picture of that, but this car was horrible, I was told, because it's from Japan. They got from the junkyard, and they were using it, and it was breaking down sometimes. That was in Japan, like I said.
Oh wow.
I don't know when Vietnam was, but that's how much I know. Like I said, this is all in Japan. Let's see. Here we go. That's my grandpa now. This is me wearing the same uniform we saw in the pictures, but close to the train station in Harrisburg, where I live.
Oh, neat. You look good in it.
Oh, thanks. I was 16 at the time. It was really tight.
I bet.
Oh yeah.
But that's how they wear those uniforms. They wear them tight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm thinking, like, how do soldiers deal with that every day? They probably get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I can fit it in now, but is what it is. And yeah, it was told my grandma on the same side was used to clean up her harbor. Well, before the incident or after or something like that, but yeah.
Gotcha. Well, Randall, I'm giving that locomotive away. It's N-scale. I know you're not an N-scale guy, but something I was told is that no hobby manufacturer is allowed to make anything Maersk anymore. They did a cease and desist on all hobby companies, Athearn and Broadway Limited, Cotto. So yeah, no manufacturer can make anything that says Maersk on it anymore.
Is there a good reason or a bad reason?
I think it has to do with licensing, money. It's all about money.
Oh, that makes sense.
So
I
and
know when I was like in middle school, they would have the same idea, but with like the one, but it was more like a Lego set. It was an option where you can either like move with your hands or take it apart to put a motor inside, remote control it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Randall. It's all about the money. But I'm giving it away, so it is I consider that, because of the whole money thing, I would say that's a collector's piece.
One of a kind or a rare piece.
Yeah, a rare piece, because it's never going to be made again.
That's a shame.
So, yeah.
Well, I guess there's another way around it if you don't sell, if you know what I mean. Like, make the item anyway, but not sell it.
Yeah. And that one's got DCC in it already.
Sweet.
So, but that one does not. I'm sure it can be done, but I do not like doing sound installs on N-scale. I'm just not a fan. It's very small, very tedious.
It's tedious.
So, Yeah, this is basically the UP 2.0 situation back in the mid 2000s. Absolutely.
Wait, what happened during that time?
So, Union Pacific had issues with the hobby company, the manufacturers of licensing and whatnot,
wow.
and
Really?
yeah, that happened years ago. Yeah, back in the mid
Okay, so no
2000s.
way.
That's when I was getting back in the hobby.
I must have been like a little kid back then, like I said.
Yeah, I would say that happened about 2006, I think. I
I
could be
was 7
wrong.
years old at the time.
Yeah, I could be wrong. So,
Huh. Well,
well, Nathan, man, we've been on here for an hour.
oh, we have, yeah. It was been fun. It felt like it was just short or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to run, but I've got other things that I've got to do tonight. But it was
it's
a
all good.
blast hanging out with you, and
Oh,
we will
thanks.
definitely have to do this again sometime.
Oh no, I do agree. I really do.
So maybe eventually I can start going live again, and I'll have you on one of mine.
Ah, thanks. Yeah. If
So,
you're moving, if you're, I guess if you're done, I'll just end the stream. But yeah.
but yeah, so just hey, whenever you're ready, buddy.
Thanks.
So
I'll see about my work schedule.
sounds great.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Those in the chat, I guess that would be Kyle, Randall, and whoever else. Kyle, get with me if you need help on the sound selections. I'll be glad to help you and just tell you which ones you need so that way you get the right thing. And then for those that have not entered my contest, go check my channel out. I mean, I've got
Yeah,
two really nice. I mean, that's the HO scale prize right there.
Yep.
So this one's got some.
Try to win it. It could be a winner.
Could be a winner, and then that's the end scaler right there. So
yeah, I would say don't wait, try. You might be lucky.
you might be. Hey, you get up to 5 entries.
Nice.
So you just fill out the form, you get 1 entry automatically, and then there's 20 questions. Each 5 questions you get right, you earned a 2nd entry, and then a 3rd and a 4th. If you get them all right, you get 5 entries. So, and we're going to be bringing back. I don't have the bingo stuff in front of me, but we're bringing back the bingo.
Nice.
So, but anyways, all right. Well, Nathan, like I said, man, it was really cool hanging out with you.
I agree. I'm excited to do it again if it happens.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely make it happen. That will definitely do. All right.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, I'm gonna hop off here. All right. You have a good one.
Oh, thanks. You too. See ya.
All right. See you, everyone. All right. Bye.
Bye.